Hey guys, so just wanted to make a quick video on how you can scale your business effectively and sustainably. Now, this is so common in the fitness industry, especially when people start coaching programs or want to make massive changes within your fitness business. So if you're currently in 2021, you want to make a massive difference in your fitness business and grow it really quickly, then listen along and I'm going to teach you some things that I learned along the way so that your business grows systematically and sustainably, and it's not like absolute chaos all the time in your business. So the first thing that you want to identify is what's the biggest things that's causing you the most stress or the most issues within your fitness business currently. Now, it can be like a couple of different things, right? But most people, you have a business that's running like pretty well, right? So you don't want to make these big radical changes, which just throw your business into absolute chaos. So here's the way that I like to do it. So firstly, what I'll do is I identify what the biggest issue is that I'm having at the moment. So let's say at the moment, just for time being sake, it's that I'm working too many hours, right? So you're working too many hours, you want to grow your business, you need to get a couple of things off your plate. And I was actually having a conversation to a client today based in Perth, and he's having this exact same issue. So what we decided was he's going to get a sales CRM. It's called ACR, which auto schedules your bookings, right? So it's going to save you 50% of your sales follow-up calls. It's absolutely crazy. If you're interested in learning more about that, just let me know, reach out via private message. So we're going to implement that, which is going to take about 4 to 8 weeks. If you've ever started like a CRM or you've changed CRMs, you'll totally understand like what I'm kind of saying at the moment, that it does take time to implement and get that all started where you're a master of it and it's working really well. But also what he's going to do is he's going to hire a virtual assistant, which is going to free you up for 40 hours, right? So you'll see we've got a couple of things running. So if we're starting with a VA, we're implementing a new CRM to start different types of marketing, to hire more staff, or to focus on our retention systems and things like that. It just means that everything's going to kind of fall by the wayside if you focus on 10 different things at once. So guys, at a max, you want to focus on 1 to 2 systems that you're going to implement over a 4 to 8 week period and make sure that you master them. Right, so what we're going to do in this situation, we're going to implement ACR. We're going to work with the professionals who do that. I don't own ACR, I just kind of have a friend, Jackson, who runs it. So we're going to make sure that that is running incredibly well. Then once we know that that is running incredibly well, what we're going to do is to hire the virtual assistant to create their checklist, to onboard them really well. So over a 4 to 8 week period, they're going to work autonomously in the business without any help that's needed. So then what we've done over an 8 week period, right? We've implemented ACR where it's working within the business really well. It's getting 40 to 50% of our bookings to self-schedule, so we're not on the phones as much, they're attending, it increases our sales. And that's made a massive difference. And that difference is going to make a big difference over the next 6, 12, 24, 36 months. And then we've also got a virtual assistant who's come on, who's helping with the Marketing 101 plan, who's assisting the CEO, who's working from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Australian time with like a 1 hour lunch break. And they're there to free up the business owner. So all that little nitpicky marketing's done, they're able to work by themselves and they're freeing up a lot of time for the business owner because that was the biggest issues, right? And you'll see there when you're focusing, guys, if you just focus on 1 to 2 things over a 4, 6, 8 week period and make sure that before you move on to adding any new systems or any, automations or any new things that were going to take your time to implement, that it is set up well. It's got someone who's running it for you, right? So then it's automated and delegated out, and then you can move on to the next task. But the worst thing you can do in this situation is to pick 10 different systems that you want to implement and try and do them all at the same time, because you'll do it at a really poor level. And that might have happened to you in the past. It certainly happened to me. So when you're scaling your business, identify the biggest things that is going to make the biggest positive effect on your business, right? And that's where mentors can definitely help with you along the way to making sure that you're identifying the right thing at the right time, right? It's incredibly important. And then what we're going to do is to work over a 4, 6, or 8 week period, depending how big and how much time it's going to take, to make sure that it's running really effectively. And then we have someone within your team running it for you, right? So then it's completely outsourced and delegated off your plate, and you've just freed up all this time, and then you move on to the next tasks. Now, business goes in cycles, right? And I want you to write this down if you're watching or replay it on. Generally, you always work on your marketing, then your sales, then your operations, right? You'll do that in a flow. Say you're at 70 members today, you work on your marketing, you generate enough leads, then you work on your sales and then your operations because you're signing up more people. And that'll get you to like 150 members if you do that really consistently over like a 6, to 7 month period, right? And then what happens again, you're like, wow, I'm at 150, I'm at a stall point now. So what you need to work on again is your marketing again. You need to learn how to generate more leads, right, to continue to grow. And then your sales, right, because you need to close more sales, but to grow consistently, then you need to work on that again. And then you work on your operations. And often in that operations, because your business is scaling and growing so quickly, right, is there comes a time where we're like, how do we free up the business owner's time? And we use that in the operations. And you'll find business just goes in circles and cycles like this: leads, sales, operations, and time management. Leads, sales, operations, time management, right? In operations, there's leadership, there's checklist, there's team, there's a lot of things involved in it. And as your business scales, you'll go like to about 70 members, then to 150, and you'll need to build out your marketing and sales systems again to get to 250. Then once you're at 250, you'll need to complete the cycle again to get up to that, 300, 350 mark, which is one of the most important things, one of the most exciting things about business if you're looking at it at a long-term perspective. So guys, I hope that gives you like a little bit of value, because I know everyone this time of year is looking to scale and grow their fitness business. Everyone's always looking to grow their business, but we get that little bit of kick up the butt at the start of the year. Make sure you don't focus on too many things. And what you really need to do from here is you need to identify the 2 biggest things that's going to make the biggest difference to your fitness business over the next 4 to 8 weeks. Identify those, then start to work on these systems. Don't add anything else, right, that's going to, take up your time and make implementing and delegating and outsourcing these systems not effective. And then once you've outsourced it, it's running for a couple of weeks without you. You have your checklist, your KPIs, your operations, so you can now manage the new system and the new things you've improved. Then you can identify the next 2 things and work on them over a 4, 6, or 8 week period. As I said, usually it's about a month to 8 weeks to get these systems where they're running, they're automated, they're delegated, and they're working systematically within the business, because there's a lot of cogs and people you have to, teach on these new systems to make sure they work effectively. And guys, of course, if you're looking to add 100 members to your gym over the next 12 months, I'd really love to work with you. There's a link below about the inner circle. It'll send you a message on Facebook. You can tap on that and learn about our whole program. We've got a nice, cool landing page, which will give you all the info. I'd really love to work with anyone who wants to add over 50 members to their group training business or their boot camp as well. And we work with a lot of like one-on-one personal training studios as well. So guys, tap the link below if you're interested, or reach out to me via private message. Would love to help you guys in any way that I can in 2020.